The girl picked an apple from a tree to quench her thirst. But the moment she took a bite, the once fresh apple suddenly began to rot before her eyes. Countless maggots even crawled out from inside. When she looked up again, the orchard was gone. In its place was a blood-red hellscape. The apples hanging from the trees had all turned into hanging corpses. Before she could even react, the tree trunk in front of her suddenly split open and transformed into a hideous ram-headed monster, charging straight at her. It was clearly trying to take back what belonged to it. Terrified, she immediately spat out the piece of apple in her mouth. And all of this was part of the trial that marked her coming of age. Her name was Lena. In just half a month, she would turn 16. According to the witch's traditions, she had to go to the Church of Night to receive the dark baptism and become a true witch. For now, she was only a half-human, half-witch hybrid. After her parents died, she was raised by her two witch aunts. They had always hoped she would carry on her father's legacy and restore the family's glory. But once she became a full-fledged witch, she would have to completely cut ties with the mortal world. To make things harder, she had a human boyfriend she deeply loved. On one side was her family's legacy. On the other was love. She simply couldn't choose between them. But her aunts kept pressuring her to make a decision. One day, her older aunt brought out the official spirit catalog and told her to choose her guardian spirit. But Lena refused to follow the path that had been planned for her. Just to get her aunt off her back, she took a bronze bell and headed into the countryside, hoping to summon a wild guardian spirit of her own. But since she hadn't gone through the baptism yet, her magic was far too weak to control the summoning ritual. Instead of summoning a spirit, she accidentally summoned 3 arrogant pure-blood witches from the Witch Academy. They looked down on Lena for being a hybrid. The moment they met, they began humiliating and attacking her with spells, even saying she had disgraced the entire witch race.
You're cursing me.
Lena was quickly overwhelmed by their magic. A sharp pain shot through her chest, and blood began pouring from her nose. That's when she realized how serious things had become and ran home as fast as she could. Her younger aunt immediately knew what had happened. She took out an egg to remove the curse. Lena cracked the egg into a white porcelain bowl and the yolk turned blood red. It was the mark of a blood curse, one that would slowly drain Lena's health and willpower. To save her, aunts had her soak in a salt bath for 2 weeks, along with upside-down candles to break the curse. But in that strange atmosphere, Lena unknowingly drifted off to sleep. While sleeping, she had a disturbing dream. In the dream, she found herself deep inside a cold, eerie forest. Her parents, who had died years ago, were standing in the distance. She was just about to call out to them, to tell them how much she missed them, but they turned around and walked away. Lena hurried after them, only to find 2 babies wrapped in blankets. Her parents slowly faded away. Lena stepped forward and pulled back the blankets. What she saw left her completely stunned. One of the babies looked perfectly normal, but the other's legs ended in goat hooves. Lena jolted awake in the bathtub, still shaken as she looked around. What she didn't know was that the dream was no coincidence. It was a prophecy of her future. Fortunately, after 2 weeks of treatment, the blood curse was completely lifted. But as soon as she returned to her room, she noticed 2 strange claw marks on the window frame. The very next second, she was summoned.
Sabrina,
Who are you? Show yourself.
I heard you calling in the woods, and I came.
By the time Lena got a clear look at it, it had transformed into a black cat. From that moment on, it became Lena's personal guardian spirit. But with her 16th birthday only 2 days away, Lena still couldn't decide whether to accept the baptism. Just then, something her cousin said gave her an idea. He told her there was a forbidden tree deep in the forest. Anyone who ate its fruit could see their entire future. Lena wanted to see her future before making her decision, so she eagerly set off. What they didn't know was that a crow perched on the roof had overheard everything. It immediately flew to the window of an apartment and reported everything to a woman. She was the mother of demons, a servant of the Dark Lord. Her goal was to make sure Lena willingly accepted the baptism and became the Dark Lord's most loyal follower. The next day, the moment Lena stepped into the forest, she was attacked by scarecrows. They grabbed her ankles tightly and tried to drag her away. It was all the mother of demons pulling the strings behind the scenes, hoping to convince Lena of the power of darkness. Luckily, at the critical moment, the black cat appeared just in time, pinning the scarecrows down. Only then was Lena able to find the legendary forbidden tree, and that's what led to the opening scene. After fleeing home in terror, Lena ran into the high priest of the Church of Night, the Dark Lord Satan's representative on Earth. He told Lena that the future shown by the forbidden fruit was not set in stone. As long as she signed her name in the Book of the Beast, she would gain true dark power and become a true witch. He also told her that her father had once been the high priest and had always hoped she would carry on his legacy. But what shook Lena the most was what the high priest said next. Even if she signed the pact, she could still stay with her human boyfriend and remain free. In the end, Lena agreed. She promised that on the night of the blood moon, she would officially undergo the baptism. But before that, she decided to get revenge for her bullied friend. She sought out the 3 pure-blood witches who had humiliated her before. She falsely promised she would never attend the Witch Academy or tarnish their reputation. In return, she asked them to help teach 4 bullies a lesson. But while she was talking, she secretly hid one hand behind her back and made an ancient counter-curse gesture to prevent them from secretly casting another spell on her and having it backfire on her instead. Little did she know, even without the promise, the 3 witches were more than happy to help. To them, it was nothing more than entertainment. And after the bullies got what they deserved, the 3 witches even revealed their terrifying demon forms. They left the bullies traumatized for life. It was the first time Lena truly realized just how easily dark power could change everything. She slowly began to embrace dark magic and even looked forward to the night of the blood moon. But what she didn't know was that this ceremony, which seemed to be her own choice, had been a carefully orchestrated deception from the very beginning.